History should be more than just celebrations of nursing achievements. It's important for us to know the complicated and complex roots of the profession.
September 9th, 1907. The streets of Vancouver erupted in chaos yesterday as tensions between members of the working class and the Chinese community reached a boiling point, resulting in violence. The violence began when disgruntled workers claimed Chinese immigrants were taking away their jobs and began a protest march through Chinatown and then onto Japantown, holding signs with the slogan for a Canada. The angry mob of men protested and rampaged the streets, smashing windows and breaking down doors. They were led by
the white mayor
of Vancouver, whose policies are in line with the making of a Canada. Many Chinese residents barricaded themselves inside their homes, fearing for their lives. This morning, the city was quiet, but Corral, DuPont, Columbia, and Powell streets are strewn with glass. Chief Chamberlain and every available officer is on guard should any further trouble occur.
I was only 1 year old during the infamous racist riot in Vancouver in 1907. The crowd that swept through Chinatown smashed and broke the windows on my father's laundry business, while we, my father, mother, and I, hid upstairs. My father immigrated to Canada in 1880 to work on the CPR. He had come to Gold Mountain with his brother in hopes of wealth and a better life. But what he found was something very different. He survived working on the railway, which was completed in 1885. Thankfully, his laundry business had some success, and he was able to pay the $50 head tax in 1886 so that my mom could join him in Vancouver. It took his entire savings to pay the fee. Many people we know were not as fortunate. The Exclusion Act of 1923 further restricted Chinese immigration, and only 8 Chinese immigrants entered Canada from 1924 to 1946. Many family members were separated for a lifetime. The events of 1907 were terrifying for my family and for our community. Despite the racism we experienced, I grew up happy. I attended elementary school in Vancouver and learned how to read English better than Chinese. I also attended Chinese school. My uncle was a Methodist minister, and he founded a Chinese-English newspaper. Everyone in Chinatown knew us, and everyone else. My parents loved to attend opera at the Sing-Kyu Theater. The opera would start at 7 p.m. and go until midnight. Children received free admission, so I spent many evenings listening to opera, which inspired my love for playing the piano. I had an aunt who taught me how to play and spent many hours practicing and playing music. I decided I want to be a nurse. I applied to 4 different nursing schools in British Columbia, but was rejected from all of them. Finally, I was admitted to a nursing school on Vancouver Island. I graduated in 1930 as one of the earliest Chinese-Canadian registered nurses in the province. But my difficulties persisted, and I had trouble finding employment after graduation. Hospitals were just not interested in hiring a Chinese nurse.
White nursing leaders did not readily admit Chinese women into nursing schools in Canada in the early 20th century. In 1920, a debate over whether Chinese women should be admitted to Vancouver General Hospital was documented in the press.
The Province, October 29, 1920. Whether Chinese women should be permitted to take advantage of the nurses' training course at the Vancouver General Hospital was a question which received the earnest attention of the directors last night. The director of nurses sought the board members' opinions, and it was reported that the city solicitor, when approached, had stated that there was nothing in the bylaws against such an innovation. There are plenty girls of our own race who are ready and willing to do the work, declared Alderman Owen. Mr. Devine, chairman, said that the suggestion advanced was that Chinese women should nurse Chinese patients.
Ultimately, Chinese nurses were not admitted to Vancouver General Hospital at the time, largely because white nursing students objected. Historian Catherine McPherson notes that in 1931, 99.8% of graduate nurses in Canada identified as having British, French, or European ancestry. Brown and black women faced unwritten color bars when they tried to gain admission to nursing schools. A few women of Asian ancestry were admitted to nursing schools in British Columbia in the 1930s. Royal Columbian Hospital, for example, instituted a quota and admitted one student nurse of Asian ancestry per year so that this nurse could work among patients of Asian ancestry. A segregated hospital for Chinese patients was opened in 1928, and Chinese nurses were more likely to find employment there. So, the admission of Chinese nurses was premised on the idea of segregated healthcare.
I was one of only 2 Chinese women accepted into Royal Columbian Hospital School of Nursing in 1933. I loved my time at RCH and made friends with everyone. During my first year in the program, another student and I competed in the tennis championship, and we won. I wasn't allowed to enter public pools in Vancouver at the time, but here I was competing with my white classmate in a tennis match. And after graduation, I was a bridesmaid at 3 of my classmates' weddings. Going through nursing school brought us close together. We were all nurses after all, but I had a close connection to my heritage too. I took place in the Miss Chinatown pageant in 1940 and won 3rd place. When I graduated from RCH in 1936, I became a public health nurse in Vancouver. I was appointed to full-time work with the Chinese Canadian community in Vancouver. I was the only public health nurse in Vancouver who spoke Chinese. The Imperial Order of the Daughters of the Empire paid me a monthly salary of $80, and the City of Vancouver topped up my salary with another $20 monthly. I have loved my nursing career.